Tacoma, welcome back to TV Teaching for 2nd grade. I'm Mrs. Ozolin. Today is Friday, October 2nd, and we're talking math today. Just a reminder, you can catch me here every weekday from 10:30 or 2:30 or anytime on YouTube. Just find Tacoma Schools YouTube channel. Before we get started, we're going to check in with our zones because I'm noticing something happening with my pal Chili over here. Chili, what are you doing? Chili says he's feeling silly. There's a lot going on in your brain and your body has lots of energy. Hard to focus, isn't it? That's the yellow zone. So a couple things you can do when you're feeling silly is you could practice hand breathing. You could practice tightening and relaxing all the muscles in your body. You could practice feeling your feet solid on the ground. That might help center your body and your brain. Or let's practice using our mindful jar. Our mindful jar will help you focus and maybe get some of the wiggles out. As you see the bubbles moving, maybe the energy from your brain and your body will escape at the same time. So you'll remember with our mindful jar, it is oil and water, and oil and water don't mix together. So the fun thing about this is I'll try to mix it up, and they'll kind of start to mix or seem like they're going to, but then they just settle out. The bubbles settle out. And as the bubbles settle, you can feel all of the silly thoughts in your mind start to settle also. And all of the energy in your body will start to settle. Does that feel better, Chili? Do you feel a little more like in the green zone, ready to learn? Good. Friends at home, how are you feeling right now? Chili was feeling a little silly. Check in with your brain and your body. Use an I message. I feel because Thanks for checking in with us today. We're going to review what it means to be a strong learner. You're a strong learner in a lesson with me on the television or on the computer or your teacher on the computer when you are on time, when you have your supplies, when you make sure that you're comfortable, when you're a strong listener. You use that think time and really pay attention to your brain and make sure you're thinking about what I'm asking you to think about. When you talk to your learning buddy about your ideas, and when you remember any questions that you might have. The materials or supplies that you're going to need for today are your work from Tuesday, which was asking to explain why is subtracting 4 and then 1 the same as subtracting 5. You'll need your packet, your math packet, and a pencil. You will need your whiteboard and a marker, and of course, your learning buddy. So I'm going to get us ready for our warm-up while you gather those materials. One thing mathematicians do is use what they know about fact families to help them do mental math for addition and subtraction. And we use mental math because it's faster and it helps free up our brain to be thinking about other things that might be a little more tricky or complicated for us. So on this board here, I have the numbers 8, 6, and 2. And the challenge I'm going to give you is to come up with 2 addition equations using this fact family and 2 subtraction equations. And I'm going to give you a hint. We call it a fact family because the numbers are related. Addition and subtraction are related. So let's get started. I know when I look at 8, 6, and 2, I know that if I start with 6, 7, 8, and count on 2, I get to 8. So that tells me that 6 plus 2 equals or is the same as 8. This is the fact family. Now, strong mathematicians know that if you have 6 plus 2 equals 8, that you can switch or swap the partners, the two addends, the two numbers that you're putting together, and you're still going to get the same sum or total. So I can also say 2 plus 6 equals 8. Now, I know that addition and subtraction are related. And if I know that 6 plus 2 equals 8, and 2 plus 6 equals 8, then I know that I can start with 8. And if I take 2 away, I'll get 6. Double check on your fingers. Is that right? Awesome. Now it's your turn. On your whiteboard, I want you to find the last subtraction problem using the numbers 8, 6, and 2. And then you're going to explain your thinking to your learning buddy. Go ahead. Now explain your thinking to your buddy. Okay, you might have said that you know that 8 minus 2 equals 6. And because this is a fact family, and this equation is related, that 8 minus 6 equals 2. It's a quick warm-up that we were able to do because we know our fact families. Now, I'm going to head over to the screen, and I want you to make sure that you have your work out from Tuesday ready to go because we're going to review it. Come on, Chili. Now, the work I asked you to complete on Tuesday was, why is subtracting 4 and then subtracting 1 the same as subtracting 5? Explain to me, what was your thinking? You might have said that you know that subtracting 4 and then subtracting 1 is the same as subtracting 5 because 4 and 1 equal 5. So you can, just like we've been doing where we're breaking apart numbers to make a 10 or make a doubles plus 1, you can break apart the 5 to subtract 4 and 1, and it's the same. Nice work. We're going to go through our 3 reads story problem with this story problem. The first time we read it, we're going to think about, what is the problem about? The second time, we're going to think, what are we trying to figure out? And then the third time we read, we're going to think, what is the important information? So read along with me, thinking about, what is the problem about? There are 15 birds swimming in a pond. Then 9 birds fly away. How many birds are left? Well, the problem is about, there are some birds in a pond, and then some of those birds fly away. Let's read through a second time, this time thinking about, what are we trying to find out? There are 15 birds swimming in a pond. Then 9 birds fly away. How many birds are left? Well, we're trying to figure out how many birds are left after the 9 flew away. This time when we read through, we are thinking about what information is really important to help us solve the problem. Read it with me. There are 15 birds swimming in a pond. Then 9 birds fly away. How many birds are left? Well, the important information is that we started with 15 birds. Then 9 of those birds flew away. And now we know that there are some left, and that's what we're trying to figure out. This is one way that you might solve this problem. This is a number line, and we're going to use the making a 10, or making a 10 through subtraction by going on a number line. So if we start with 15 birds, and I know to make a 10, I have to subtract 5 from 15. That gets me to 10. Then I still have the other 4 birds because 9 equals 5 plus 4. So I now need to subtract 4 more. And then I count backwards by 1 4 times to get to 6. So how many birds are left? 6. You could also use a fact family to help you solve this problem. You'll notice there's a number bond. 15 is at the top, but you remember the number bonds can really face either way. Take some time on your whiteboard to figure out what is the missing addend. 9 plus equals 15. Go ahead and take some time. Once you figure out 9 plus equals 15, you should also then be able to figure out plus 9 equals 15, and 15 minus 9 equals and 15 minus equals 9, because this is a fact family and they're all related. Now, you've used the number bond to fill in the problems. How many birds are there left in a pond? There's 6, because we know 9 and 6 make 15. Now, use this number bond with 13, 7, and 6 to come up with the 2 addition and 2 subtraction equations for that fact family. Go ahead and do that on your whiteboard now. Let's reflect back on what we've learned. There are 2 different ways that we were able to solve the problem about the pond. We can use a number bond with fact families, or you could use the number line and subtract to make a 10. Which of these do you like best for solving subtraction problems in your head? Take some think time. Now, tell your thinking buddy, I like best because Strong mathematicians know a variety of strategies that can help them solve problems, and they know which one is the best for them. Now, Tia says that the equations below belong to the same fact family because they both have 5 and 8. Do you agree? Why or why not? Do some thinking. Now, tell your thinking buddy, do you agree? Why or why not? you might have said that you disagree because the three numbers in a fact family all need to be the same. 5, 8, and 13, and 8, 5, and 3 are not the same. 3 and 13 are not the same. This is not a fact family because the numbers aren't the same. Now, fill in the number bond to find 14 minus 9. Think back to the ducks on the pond. How does picturing a number bond help you find 14 minus 9 in your head? Because that's what we're talking about here, is mental math. The number bonds and the number lines are all great tools to help you solve subtraction problems, but strong mathematicians are able to do that math in their heads to free up thinking time for other more complicated thinking. Now, this is your task for your independent work. This is in your math packet. It says, which equations would be in the fact family for the number bond? Lily chose B as the correct answer. How did she get that answer? Your job is to think about how did Lily get that answer and explain. This is your independent task for today to bring back next Tuesday. You did some really important thinking with me around fact families today. We're going to check in with zones and I'll meet you back over in the family room. Check in with your brain. How is your brain feeling? Do you feel like you did some really important thinking? Because you did. Check in with your body. How's your body feeling? As I send you off to do your independent work today, I want to remind you, strong learners, when they work on their own, work in a comfortable spot. You work on and send in your assignments, including the one I just showed you. Check in with your teacher and ask questions. Take short breaks when you need them. And talk about what you're learning. Now, I'm going to come forward and we're going to do our gratitude and reminders before I send you off for your independent work. Think about, what is something that you're grateful for? I'm grateful for sunshine and my friends and family who make me very happy. Your reminders are, your independent work today is the exit ticket from your math packet. You're going to continue reading to self, building your reading stamina. And you're going to continue practicing win-win solutions and writing them down so you can share them with your teacher. Thank you so much for being with me here this week. I'll see you back here on Monday at 10:30. Bye.
Hey kids, we want to see your work. Just send your pictures and your stories to TV Classroom, 601 South 8th Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405.